I'm not comfortable with my child being around him at all.
He's in jail for that.
Yes,
Can you hear me, Miss Sheffield?
Unfortunately, I can hear all of y'all.
Was there a CPS case open against you because you're doing drugs?
Well, I'm not on drugs any longer.
Yeah, that's not what I asked, though.
I wasn't on drugs. I was in the room with somebody that was on drugs.
You currently work, ma'am?
I'm not supposed to be working. I'm trying to get on disability, but the paperwork they're sending me on my email hasn't arrived yet, I guess.
Miss Sheffield,
Miss, I don't know your name.
Judge Marshall.
Liam David Barrett.
Who does that child live with?
He currently lives with myself and my wife, Jamie Lynn Barrett.
How long has he lived with you?
About 6-7 months now.
Okay. And what led to Liam coming into your care?
I got a phone call from the CPS and the mother, Tamara, on a Monday saying that I need to come pick him up. The CPS lady said I need to come pick him up because all the children at that time were being taken away from her due to her failing a drug test for methamphetamines. So I rushed down there and I picked him up, and they tried to give him to me and tell me to go. The police were after me. And I was like, okay, no, they're not. So I went and seen the CPS lady after I had Liam in my care, like I told her I would, and she talked to me and explained the situation to me and everything. And that's where she told me that she said, I'm going to warn you now, if we find out that Liam has been placed back with her alone, then we will take him and put him in a foster system. And I wasn't going to let that happen. So, and she was trying to see him, and I was trying to find out if she was allowed to or not. So when they told me that it was between me and her and the case was closed, then that would be up to me or her. But they strongly recommended if I did, then it would be supervised. And I was like, well, I can do that.
We'll get to those other issues here in a second. But so you're asking that the judge allow you to continue to determine where Liam lives, correct?
Yes, for his better interest.
All right. The CPS case for Liam, is that closed or open to the best of your knowledge?
To the best of my knowledge, it was closed according to the letter that I got.
Okay. And it was closed because Liam was in your care and they considered that to be a safe place?
Yes.
Okay. As far as visitation, what do you want the judge to order?
Whatever's best for Liam. I'm not out to strictly keep him from his mother. I'm not out for that. He does need to see his mother. That is his mother. But I think that in his best interest and safety, that he remains with me. I do not do any sort of drug, even marijuana, and it's legal in Oklahoma. I don't even really drink alcohol. I might drink a 6-pack within 6-7 months to a year. So okay. I don't do any of that stuff. Okay. And go ahead.
So did CPS tell you that the visitations need to be supervised?
They, at that time, they did. When it all first happened, they said that it was my choice to let her see him at this point. It was because there was no order saying I had to or I didn't have to. They just said it was my choice. And they said to be safe, then it would have to be supervised because he can't be alone with her. They didn't directly say supervised. They just said he can't be alone with her, which, reading between the lines, it pretty much says supervised. Okay. If I chose to let him see her.
How many times has Miss Sheffield seen her son in the last 6 months?
Twice. Okay. Once a week after his birthday, and once like a month and a half beforehand. And she only seen him for 25 minutes the first time, and the second time after his birthday was for about an hour.
Where did y'all meet for the visit?
We met at it was a park here in Altus, Oklahoma, and it's called Imagination Station. Everybody around here calls it the Castle Park, but it's called Imagination Station.
And how old is Liam now?
He is 5 years old.
Okay. And so that's a good place for him to meet and so that he can play and whatever.
Yes. And I
Okay.
give them their space. I don't hover over the shoulder. I kind of stand back and let him play, walk, take her around the park because he's excited. He's 5. He's at a park.
Sure. All right. How is Liam covered for insurance?
We are going to put him on our insurance. Like I said, we were trying to wait and see how everything was going to play out because right now I'm paying insurance right now through my disability for him. It confuses me, but I get that letter every month saying that my employer's been notified to withhold so and so much for this reason, and my employer is disability because that's what I'm on. And right now, that's going for what insurance he has right now. But depending on how everything goes, we were going to put him on my wife's insurance because she's a third grade teacher. Or I was going to try to have him added to what I'm on if he's eligible. If he's not eligible, then we were going to put him on hers.
Okay. So that's kind of up in the air right now.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. How much would it cost to have Liam on your wife's insurance?
She gave me an estimate of $1,200 a month, but I don't think that's right. I think we can get more into depth once we go to the open enrollment thing that at the school board, so they can explain it better. But we can't do that until she gets off of work.
So that's pretty expensive, though.
Yeah. But it ain't nothing I can't do. He's going to be insured either way.
Okay. And so, I mean, have you looked into any just insurance plans on the marketplace at all?
I know I can do Blue Cross Blue Shield, and it won't cost half that much. I mean, I think it'd be like $400 a month for that, and Blue Cross Blue Shield's pretty good.
Has Miss Sheffield given you any money or anything like that in the last 6 months to help you with Liam?
No,
Okay. Are you aware you owe a little bit of money under the prior order?
I got a letter saying that, and it kind of confused me because everything's supposed to be automatically coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how it managed to get behind because it's supposed to automatically come out.
Okay. Judge, I'm going to offer into evidence states exhibit number 1, a copy of the pay record.
Any objection, Ms. Sheffield, to the pay record coming into evidence?
I don't even know what that is.
An accounting of what Mr. Barrett owes in medical support. Do you have any objection to that?
Oh, no, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Barrett, do you have any objection?
I do not.
Exhibit 1 is admitted.
Thank you, Judge. And so, Mr. Barrett, I think your confusion comes from my office put a hold on your case when the child came into your care, and so that kind of causes some issues like that. But I'm asking for a judgment as of the end of April of this year, which would be just a judgment for $25 in medical support. Do you have any issues with that?
I do not.
Okay. Let me ask, do you have any issues with Miss Sheffield having your address, phone number, or other contact information?
I don't necessarily have an issue with it. Because I'm kind of like an hour and something away from her. But I do know that at one time I did live in Memphis and she would always drive by my house. And that was before any of this. But like I said, we're over an hour away, so I don't really have an issue with it. She's got my phone number now, and she's friends with me on Facebook Messenger and stuff. So I mean, and I'm pretty sure she knows where I live. So she's never been to my house, but I don't have a problem with it.
Okay. Any safety concerns for you or your son regarding Miss Sheffield or anybody else?
For him, yes, because like I said, I don't necessarily think it's safe for him to be around if she's using. And
Right.
she did tell me that she did pop positive for THC on one of her drug tests. She said it was from Delta 8, but Delta 8 and marijuana will both show up as THC. So saying it's Delta 8 is pretty easy, especially if they sell it there. But again, she just popped positive for meth, and then a little while later, going to pop positive for THC. That
I had
doesn't
neck
strike.
surgery.
Give
I
us some, Ms. Sheffield, you'll have an opportunity in a few minutes.
But
Go ahead.
and like I understand, yes, she did tell me she had neck surgery, but was she prescribed any medication as strong as something for like THC to use, or was that like a self medication? Either way,
You can buy it over the counter at
Ms.
the store.
Sheffield, Ms. Sheffield, you need to remain silent until it is your turn to testify.
but being like that, it does still get you high, and with
Okay.
that
So,
highness,
so you have some concerns over her drug use.
yes, and for
Okay.
his safety.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to say, sir, that hasn't come up?
Yeah, one of the children's father, Jose, he was suspected for sexual abuse on two of the females, two of the little girls. I'm
All
not
right.
comfortable
And
with
we're talking
my son being
about,
around him.
hold on, let me just clarify. We're talking about the father of some of Miss Sheffield's other children.
Yes,
Okay.
one child, but she's around. She has him over periodically, and the kids go and see him periodically.
He hasn't been here.
I'm not comfortable with my child being around him at all.
He's in jail for that.
Ms. Sheffield,
All right.
can you hear me, Ms. Sheffield? Just a second, Mr. Blackburn.
Yes,
Can
Your
you
Honor.
hear me, Ms. Sheffield?
Unfortunately, I can hear all of y'all.
Okay, then I need you to remain silent until it is your turn to testify. Okay, proceed, Mr. Blackburn.
Thank you, Judge. Anything else, Mr. Barrett?
No, there's nothing else. But in regards to what I was just saying, you did ask me if I had any concerns. That was a legitimate concern. I don't know the well-being of what's going on with this man, but I was simply trying to answer your question, sir, of asking me if I had any concerns.
Sure. All right. Thank you. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Ms. Sheffield, do you have any questions of Mr. Barrett about what he just testified to?
Yes.
They have
Have
to
you
be in the
asked-
form of a question. You may
Have
proceed.
you asked me about Jose?
No, I did not ask you about Jose.
You could have asked and I could have told you he was in jail.
At that time, that was not part of my business because he was not on Liam's case. I was answering
He
a
has not been
question.
here.
Okay,
He's not been
Do you have
around.
another question, Ms. Sheffield?
Yes. Why don't people ask me questions to figure out these questions?
I'll object, Your Honor. Calls for speculation.
Okay, Ms. Sheffield, do you have any questions of Mr. Barrett?
No,
Same
no,
here.
that's all.
All right. Next witness, Mr. Blackburn.
Call Miss Sheffield, Your Honor.
Ms. Sheffield, will you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you will provide in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You can lower your hand. You may proceed, Mr. Blackburn.
Thank you, Judge. Ma'am, what is your full name?
Tamara K. Sheffield.
And you're the mother of Liam, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Has Liam been living with Mr. Barrett for the last 6 months?
Yes.
Okay. And did CPS place Liam with Mr. Barrett?
No, I kind of did that. I didn't want Liam to be placed with CPS, so I called my mother and had my mother take him to Josh so there wouldn't be no CPS case against him.
But there was a CPS case, right?
No, I haven't received no paper. The CPS says that there is no CPS case only for me. I mean, my other kids, yes, but not him.
So if I had a letter here from CPS saying that they currently have an open case on you and that one of your children, Liam, was in the care of his father, would that surprise you?
Well, I haven't received any papers, and you might have that paper because I've been left out of a lot of things, sir.
Okay, so why did you send Liam then to live with Mr. Barrett if not
I didn't
due
have
to CPS?
water, lights, or gas currently then. And that's what I've been doing, is trying to get on all the utilities here. I have a statement saying I'm not on methamphetamines from CPS. They just want him to let them talk to the kids. He hadn't let them talk to the kids. And I would like to let him see the kids. They've been together their whole lives, especially Liam. And
So,
CPS says that he's not
hold on.
returning the calls.
So ma'am, I don't really think that answered my question. So I want to make sure I understand, why did you send Liam to live with his father if there
Because
wasn't
I
an open
needed help at the
CPS
current
case?
time from his father, because he's his father. I'm the mother, and I needed help then. And I figured that would be a good spot to put him.
Okay. Do you have an open CPS case for your other children then?
For my other children, but not for Liam.
What is the reason that there's an open CPS case for your other children?
Well, I'm just getting them back. I'm in the process. I don't have meth in my system. I got my lights and water turned back on. And the only thing else preventing me from having them is finishing these classes.
What classes?
The classes that the court want me to do. And I do drug tests every month. I mean, it's not what y'all are getting.
Okay. So was there a CPS case open against you because you're doing drugs?
Well, I'm not on drugs any longer.
Yeah, that's not what I asked though. Why was it open?
I guess it was. I mean, because I wasn't on drugs. I was in the room with somebody that was on drugs. And I guess that's why this test came back positive, but my hair follicle and all the other tests are negative. So that's the issue there. The only thing I'm doing is Delta 8 for my neck, because I have 2 plates and 8 screws put in it. And they're selling it legally here in Childress, Texas. So I can't do nothing about that.
Did you test positive for methamphetamine?
No, I don't have, not in my hair follicle, not in my test, nothing. You can call the CPS caseworker.
What have you tested positive for?
THC, that's it.
How did CPS get involved in your life?
They've been in my life my whole life, and I'm really tired of hearing it. I'm really tired of dealing with y'all people, all y'all.
Okay, I'm talking about the most recent time. How did CPS get involved?
There's too many times, sir, and I really don't want to even talk about it because I'm making an effort, and y'all are just putting me down by the minute.
Object, Your Honor, non-responsive.
Sustained. Miss Sheffield, you need to answer the question that is asked.
What was it again, ma'am?
So, ma'am, what I asked was, how did CPS get involved this most recent time?
You were just hearing it. I just said that the test was positive. I just said that I was around it. I wasn't doing it. But the next positive test that I was tested positive for was THC. That was it. The hair follicle, just and THC, so, no meth. The urine, no meth, just THC.
What is it that you were around and not doing, allegedly?
Methamphetamines. I wasn't doing them. It just positive for mouth swab. I didn't know that was going to happen. I would never took the test to begin with. I didn't know. And then I go back and take a hair follicle and a urine, and it's negative for meth, and it's positive for THC. That's what happened.
Okay. So who was in the room doing meth?
I don't know, sir. I was just hanging around people because I help people all the time. They were on drugs. I was trying to help them. That was my fault for trying to help people and be a nice person. That's my fault. That is my fault. But I'm not going to sit here and say I'm on meth, because I'm not. I'm on THC probes for my neck. That's what I'm telling you, sir. I never had a problem with meth, and that's the truth. And if y'all don't like it, that's okay.
How many times have you seen Liam in the last 6 months?
Ooh, I wish I could see him more.
And so is Mr. Barrett's testimony accurate that you would visit him at the park for a couple of hours or what have you?
This is finally that he let me see him.
Did CPS ever tell you that you're not allowed to be around Liam unsupervised?
No, I just had a conversation with them this week because I was trying to get Liam on the phone with me and the kids at the supervised visits there in Lubbock. And he didn't even answer the phone, couldn't even answer for him. And the kids really missed his brother.
I thought that Liam didn't have an open case, so what would CPS be doing about that?
Look, sir, there's two different, okay, Liam doesn't have nothing to do with my other 4 kids' cases. Okay, so Josh is not answering the CPS to let them talk to my other kids. They've been with him their whole life. And now he's keeping him from them. And the CPS wants Josh to answer the phone so they can see and talk to the kids because Liam misses his brother and sisters, and his brothers and sisters miss Liam. They want to see each other. They want to talk to each other, and they've not been allowed to do so.
Okay. How many other children do you have besides Liam?
The 4 that are in care.
Okay. So, ma'am, I don't work for CPS, so I'm not aware of that information. And so how old are those children?
17, 15, 14, and 10.
And where do those children currently live?
In the foster home in Lubbock. I'm in the process of getting them back.
And so why were those children removed from your
You
house?
already know. I just explained the whole situation. Just multiply it on your paperwork, sir.
Okay. So the children were removed from your home for drug use?
That one test that was positive, what I've already explained to you. Okay.
You currently work, ma'am?
I'm not supposed to be working. I'm trying to get on disability, but the paperwork they're sending me on my email hasn't arrived yet, I guess. But I can't work. I don't have any Medicaid to go to the doctor to get medical for myself.
Okay. So have you and so you're waiting on some paperwork to apply for disability? Am I understanding you correctly?
Yes, they're supposed to send it to me. I had court and that's what they told me.
Okay. Is there anything by CPS telling you do you have to pay any child support for your other children right now?
No.
Do you have any issues with Mr. Barrett having your contact information?
No, he already has it.
Is there anything else that you want to say, ma'am, that hasn't come up that you think the judge needs to hear?
The CPS wants Liam to be able to talk to the kids, and the kids would like to see Liam. They've been together their whole life. It's not fair to either none of them.
That's witness, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Barrett, do you have any questions of Ms. Sheffield?
No, just the last time that she's seen
Okay,
Liam.
just make sure it's in the form of a question.
Okay. Miss Sheffield, last time you saw Liam and me, you did inform me that you were working at the grill.
I said I work 1 or 2 days, but I can't work all week. I need some insurance and Medicaid problem. I should be disabled, Josh, and I'm in a hole, and no one cares. No one tries to help me out of this. No one tried to turn my bills on for me. Nothing. No one's trying doing nothing for me. Okay.
I am sorry for all that.
You didn't try to help me one time.
Ms. Sheffield, any other questions, Mr. Barrett?
Yes. Miss Tamara, did you ever ask me specifically for help with any utilities other than telling me that you had your
Look what Jamie
utilities turned
did.
off?
Jamie hit Liam. You know, now that he's able to be there at your house, I didn't hit Liam. I did not put Liam in danger. I did not hurt Liam at all. I didn't hurt
Ms. Sheffield.
kids.
Ms. Sheffield.
Miss, I don't know your name.
Judge Marshall. And so Mr. Barrett asked you a question.
You don't care.
Okay. Any other questions, Mr. Barrett?
At this point, Your Honor, no, I don't.
Okay, Ms. Sheffield, I have a couple of questions. How did you get the electricity turned back on at your house?
People helped me. I worked a few extra days cleaning houses for my boss, and this current really hard to get them turned on.
Okay, and how are you getting through day to day? How are you paying bills and
I'm on the
groceries?
Panhandle services, and I mean, just I already applied for food stamps. They're supposed to be getting back with me, but people give me food. There's food banks. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Mr. Blackburn, anything further?
No, Your Honor, nothing further. Rest.
Okay, the state has rested. That means they have no further evidence or testimony. Mr. Barrett, do you have any further evidence or testimony?
I do not.
Do you rest?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Sheffield, do you have any further evidence or testimony?
No.
Do you rest?
Yes.
Okay, close, Mr. Blackburn.
Well, Your Honor, the state doesn't take a particular position on who a child should be placed with, but the state does believe that there should be a judgment for the small amount of medical support Mr. Barrett owes, $25. Ask for that payment plan to be set at $25 a month so that that'll be paid off quickly. Regards to child support, I think that should be kept at a minimal level, Your Honor. It sounds like Ms. Sheffield is not really able to work, or if she does, it's pretty minimal. Giving credit for no other children at this time since they are all in foster care. And the insurance, Your Honor, I think maybe just a straight cash medical, maybe Mr. Barrett ordered to carry through another source, since it sounds like that situation is up in the air, so to speak. Not sure if the child would qualify for any government benefits, and certainly Mr. Barrett's wife's insurance sounds extremely expensive. And I'd ask for your appropriate rulings on that and all the other issues that the state does not take a particular stance on.
Okay, Mr. Barrett, what are you requesting?
I'm requesting, honestly, the whole reason for this from me was a safe environment and a safe household for Liam. And I request that he remains with me, seeing as how he is safe here. And I don't do any of those activities or anything like that. He's always got someone he can depend on here. And as far as insurance goes, I am going to probably go and get either Blue Cross Blue Shield or a different type of insurance. If I have to do it separate from me and from the school, then I will. No amount of money is too much to make sure my child's insured. That doesn't bother me as long as he is insured. And I do have one question though, if I can ask. It ain't directed toward nobody. It's how do I pay the 25? Does it come out automatically? Or
Yeah, let's just hold off on that for just a minute. All right.
Okay.
And I'll let you talk to the Attorney General's office if you need to. Ms.
Yes,
Sheffield,
sir.
how are you requesting? What are you requesting today?
I want to have visits with Liam. I want Liam to have visits with his brother and sisters. And I do have a safe environment. I have lights, water, and gas. I have food. And I'm not on meth. So I want everybody to look at that.
Okay. All right. I do find that there has been a material and substantial change since the prior order due to the recent circumstances of Liam being placed with Mr. Barrett. I will order that Mr. Barrett be named the sole managing conservator of Liam with the exclusive right to determine the primary residence of the child without regard to geographic location. Ms. Sheffield will be named a possessory conservator of the child. I will order supervised visitations on the 1st, 3rd, and 5th weekends of the month. take place on Saturday from 1 to 3 at the Imagination Station or wherever Mr. Barrett and Ms. Sheffield can agree. I will order that Mr. Barrett make the child available maybe through electronic means to visit with the other siblings at a time and location as agreed to by Mr. Barrett and Ms. Sheffield. It's not feasible for Mr. Barrett to have to travel to another location to bring the child to visit. So I will order some sort of electronic or virtual visitation to be had between the siblings. Based on Ms. Sheffield's current income or lack of income and her situation, I am not going to order any current child support at this time. So child support will be set at 0 beginning November 1st, 2023. Medical support, I will order Mr. Barrett to maintain health insurance coverage through another source, and I will not order Ms. Sheffield to pay any current cash medical at this time. So 0 cash medical beginning November 1st, 2023. Now that doesn't mean we can't look at it again going forward and seeing if support should be set. As to the medical support judgment, because of the situation of how things happen when possessions change and payments are placed on hold, I am going to order a 0 medical support judgment as of October the 17th, 2023. The Attorney General's office will be responsible for determining what money gets returned or what money they keep, Mr. Barrett. That's up to them. And I'm sorry, was a non-disclosure requested, Mr. Barrett, as to your information?
No.
Okay, so no, there will not be a non-disclosure in this case, and court costs will be waived. There was no previous child support, so no child support judgment. I believe that addresses all of the issues. Is that correct, Mr. Blackburn?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, any party can ask for a new hearing on any of the issues that I've determined today by filing a trial de novo with the Hall County District Clerk's Office. It must be in writing. It must be filed within the next 3 business days. It must specify the portion of my ruling in which a new hearing is being requested. And notice must go out to all of the parties as to the trial de novo being filed. If no one files a trial de novo, this is the final order of the court. Mr. Blackburn will draft the order, submit it to me for signature, and then copies will go out to you, Mr. Barrett, and to you, Ms. Sheffield. Good luck to you in the future. That concludes the hearing, and you can both disconnect from the meeting unless, Mr. Barrett, you have any further questions. Or Ms.
No,
Sheffield.
Your Honor. No, Your Honor, that's it. I appreciate it.